So now you guys know about the breakpoint that I really encourage you to use whenever you try to figure out something that might be wrong with your code. What I want to show you now is how this method actually worked now. So let's the print line method that I had right here, I'm going to add a new breakpoint. If I scroll down to the bottom here, I'm going to add a breakpoint down here at the console right line actually. So now I have another breakpoint here. And let's just try and run the program once more. Whoops, I just started the wrong program. If you guys didn't notice, here it says console app 1. That's actually not the one I want to start. That's because I just restarted my Visual Studio, and what happens is it actually decides that now this guy is actually the default. So I just want to show you that again. I'll right click here and I'll just put it back as the startup project over here. Another thing I could have done was pretty much just go over here and just select the other program, right? So I'll do that now and I'll start it again, and let me just zoom out again, and now you'll hit the first breakpoint as the program starts. So remember, again, it's sequential, so it'll just step down each line, but now it'll start jumping a bit because we have methods. But let's see what happens. So instead of stepping into this guy, which I could do with, I have a few buttons up here, I could step over, like you see right here, or I could step into. If I do the step into, I'll jump into the method actually, but I don't want to do that because I already added an extra breakpoint down here inside the actual method. So I'll just say step over, and I'll let the next breakpoint actually be hit, right? So I'll do here step over, and now I hit the breakpoint. Now what happens is pretty much just it prints the line that I path in from the inside, from the outside with this parameter. But again, I can mouse over and see what it actually says. It says type in a name that contains L, and if I go to the top here, you'll see that's actually what I'm sending in as the string right here. So this is the parameter that I'm sending into the method down here that says what to write as a string. And then I just pretty much write that as a console line. So now I can step over again if I want to, boop, and it's actually printed that line out now. So if I go back to the console, you'll see that that line is actually printed now because I just called that function or method down there. There we go. And then I can keep just stepping over, and I think you guys should test this if you have the time. Just try and test it out. So when I step over now, like this, you'll notice that I get to the next line where it'll ask me to read something. And again, just try it out. We already tested a lot of this, so you can try it out yourself. And every time now that I actually get to a point where I will hit something like the print line here, every time I do that, I'll actually go down to my beautiful method down here, the print line method. And that's kind of the idea, that I reuse the code of the print line method. Notice here I'll get down there again, and then I end up with the read line, where I pretty much just have to press enter now to exit my beautiful program. So that's kind of how a method works, and that's how the debugger works as well. Don't worry, we'll get a lot more into what static and void and what a method actually is as we move forward. But now you've seen your first method here, and let's try and make a few more of those. See you in the next lessons.